Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to my channel, to my bookland, and today I bring you another book tag because I was tagged by the lovely Ola Queen. I'm gonna leave her link to her channel down below so you can check it out to do the Totally Didn't book tag. Now I was also going to link the original creator of the book tag down below, but she deleted all of her more bookish content books, so I could not find the original video anymore. But I am definitely gonna list down below for you the 10 questions so that in case you want to do this tag you can do it. So let's dive into it.
It's coffee time!
Number 1. Totally didn't need a sequel, and for this I'm gonna use a trilogy because I read the To All the Loves I Loved Before trilogy, the Lara Jean trilogy by Jenny Han, and I enjoyed book 1. My favorite book was book 2, and by the time I got to book 3 I felt like the whole book was pointless. Like, it was a book I believe the author wrote because she needed closure with the characters before she could let them go. That book was called Always and Forever Lara Jean, and it did not change anything really in the story. It didn't bring really much into the story or the character development anymore, so I just felt like it was really unnecessary. Number 2 is totally didn't need to have more than one point of view, and this one was a hard one to choose because mostly I do like books that are being told by different perspectives, because I think it helps you to see a lot more into the story and to understand a lot more why the characters are doing certain things. But I'm gonna mention here The Girl in the Train by Paula Hawkins because I did not enjoy this book at all, and I don't know if it had to do with the multiple perspective thing, but it could have been a factor maybe if we would have just seen the whole story through our main character's eyes. Maybe it would have had a more impact. I don't know. I just chose this one because it was really hard to pick one, and I wanted to pick one that I definitely did not enjoy because that's the point of this tag. So there you go, The Girl in the Train. Number 3 is totally did not need a cover change in the middle of the series, and for this I'm gonna mention 2. The first one, it's going to be The Diviners by Libba Bray. I loved the first hardcover of the first book. It was amazing, and then they changed it, and then they changed it again, and I was like, can you please just stop? Like, can we just not? I mean, you need to calm down. I mean, seriously, like, it was so pretty and it matched like the theme, and it made so much sense that I think this is one of the things that put me off from reading the book because I did not like the newer covers. And the other one is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabra Tahir. I still have not read the books, but I know that they did a cover change, I believe in book 3 or 4, I'm not really sure, but I saw the cover change, that they changed everything. And honestly, the new covers are not horrible or anything, but I really did love the first one, and it sucks that they are doing the cover change in the middle of the series. Number 4 totally did not need a love triangle, and I'm gonna mention here 2 of the most famous popular book trilogy slash series in the YA bookish community, and that is The Hunger Games. We did not need a love triangle. Thank you so much. We did not need, I was not Team Peter, just saying. And we also did not need the love triangle in Twilight. It was gross. I'm sorry, I know there's a lot of people that love it, but that love triangle really put me off a lot of times through the book and through the movies, so no. Number 5 is totally did not need this book included in this series, and I'm gonna mention here A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas, which is part of the ACOTAR series, and I still have not picked this one up. It's supposed to be like a novella, but everybody has told me that it's just BS, not necessary, it's bad, and it's just basically for porn. So I don't know, I might pick it up at some point if I find it for cheap secondhand or something like that, but for what I understand, it's definitely a book that was not necessary for the book series. Next is totally did not need a cliffhanger, and for this I'm gonna mention two cliffhangers that I was like a little bit more kind of obsessed about, and that is Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. So we're talking about the Hunger Games trilogy. This is the second book, and I think a lot of second books, kind of to get away of the second book curse in a series, they try to make it more interesting and end up in a cliffhanger. So it might be the case of this one. And the other one is The Hollow City by Ransom Riggs. Again, a second book in a series, and I think this is a technique that some authors might use to get you hooked for the third book, because a lot of second books in series tend to be kind of cursed or not loved so much. So yeah, I would pick those two. Number 7 is totally did not need to have only one point of view, and for this one I was thinking about it, and I recently read Summer of Salt, and I love this little book, but it was very short, and it has to do with two sisters that live in this city by the sea, and we get to know the story from one of the sisters' perspective. And I think it would have been fantastic if we would have seen also the whole story through the other sister's eyes, and we would have understood a little bit more what was happening to her. So this is one of the books that I would have loved to see into different perspectives. And the other one is Draw the Line, another book that I recently read this year, and that had so many awesome characters, but I do understand why they only kept it to one narrative, because the book is kind of chunky. I think it had nearly 500 pages, so I understand. But the other characters that are the best friends of our main character were so awesome that I kind of wish they would have got maybe an extra book just about them, you know, sort of like what happened with Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, that where then we got Leah of the Offbeat and all of that. I wish that they would take these two best friends of our main character from Draw the Line, and they will make maybe like a spin-off with them. I would really love that. Number 8 is totally did not need that much hype, and this is where people are gonna hate me, but in this channel we like to be honest. That's why we drink coffee, to have the energy to be honest to y'all. And basically I have to talk about Fix Her Up, because I went into this book really hyped up because a lot of people that I follow loved the book, and I was like, yay, I hate to love relationship book. And I ended up not liking it that much, and I think it's a little bit overhyped. I didn't think the romance or the smut parts were that amazing. I mean, the smut was nice, you know, at least it redeemed a little bit, but I did not appreciate the attitude of our main male character with the girl, and I don't think it deserved so much hype. Also, We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, I didn't think it was that great as so many people thought. 13 Reasons Why, it's a book that got really hyped, especially after the Netflix series, and I read the book before watching the series because I wanted to know the origin material, and the book disappointed me, and then I watched the Netflix series and loved it. It's one of those rare cases where the adaptation for me was better than the book. Then we have Everything by Nicola Yoon, which I think was a little bit overhyped. I didn't think it was so special or amazing. And then basically Everything by Rainbow Rowell. I'm sorry, I know there's gonna be a lot of people out there that are gonna hate me right now, but I read Carry On, did not like it, not really, and I still have 2 copies of the book, yay me. I read Eleanor and Park, I thought it was okay, but again, nothing that really moved me. Then I read Fangirl, and I really did enjoy that one. That's my favorite one so far by Rainbow Rowell, but I still have the feeling that it is a very overhyped author in the community, so there's the tea. Number 9 is totally didn't need a relative book reference, and this one was really hard. It's like getting recommended something or getting something pitched as, and then it has nothing to do with it. And for that I chose the book Lizzie, because it was pitched as a retelling from Lizzie Borden, historical, and it had not really much to do with Lizzie Borden at all. It was nothing like I expected it to be. I don't think they're pitching it properly. at least for, you know, what I read before I ordered the book. And it was a big disappointment for me because I was expecting something totally different, and I didn't like it at all. I just, no. And the last one totally did not deserve my time. So during the bingo-a-thon, I read Baby Teeth. I should have DNF'd it, but I just finished it for the sake of the readathon and did not really like it. Then we have Authority by Jeff Vandermeer. It's the second book of the trilogy after Annihilation. Annihilation, I adored. The second book, big piece of crap. No thank you. And I pushed myself so hard to finish it. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have done that to myself, and I wish I would not have spent all those hours with that book. And the last one is Light as a Feather by Zoe Arson. I was really excited about this one. I thought it was gonna be more kind of thriller, horror, cool story. It disappointed me big time, and I also kind of wish I would have just let it go when I realized it was not what I wanted. So yeah, but hey, good thing this year I'm very proud that I learned to DNF books. I might have only DNF'd 2 or 3, but it's a start. Alright, you guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this book tag. I really loved it because it gives you, normally in book tags you talk about things you love, and this one was more about things you were kind of disappointed about, or things that you would like to change in specific book series or books, which I think is very interesting. So I really hope that you enjoyed my answers. Let me know down below what you thought about the books that I mentioned. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And most important of all, if you want to do this book tag, consider yourself tagged. I'm not gonna tag anybody specifically because I think this book tag has been going on for some time, so most of you probably have already done it. So if you haven't and you want to do it, the questions, like I said, are going to be listed down below. It's only 10. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate your support. Please give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Also remember, very important, to click on the notification bell so you don't miss any more coffee times with me. I also have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The links to my social media accounts are in the description box down below for you as well. And I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye!